Hello everybody, this is 44 Politics here again with another video. Before I get started, please subscribe and like the video. I have some big announcements coming up, especially about my name. So, channel name by the way. So subscribe so you can see that. It'll be out soon actually. So yes, onto this video, which will be about really the Democrats are doing quite well, especially in 538 forecast. Biden has hit a new high, and until actually just like only not too long ago, he was at 90%. And of course, he has dropped down to 89, but that is still a high for him. And then in the Senate, Democrats have gained, they had a higher chance of gaining 52 seats than they were before. They are now, it's still 51 seats. But before they were, right now they are at 52. And before they were at 51. So that's just overall some net gains by the Democratic Party. So yeah, I'm really discussing that mostly. As you can see, I have the USA election theme on, and that is because the election is in 2 days. And of course, if you don't know that, I guess you kind of been living under a rock, because it's been driving me insane for quite a while. So yeah. Now, if these polls are correct, the Democrats are going to have they're going to certainly have a very good election for them, and a very bad one for the Republican Party. I think that I'm gonna just try to dispel as much uncertainty about the polls as possible. Yes, the polls in 2016 were a little off, but that has changed. It's because they were wrong once, and doesn't mean that they're always wrong. You cannot expect polls to be 100% accurate. Okay, people don't have time machines. Polls are not time machines. People don't go to the future and be like, okay, what percent of the population supported Biden in in 2021, then go back and look on Wikipedia and be like, oh, this is what the results are. So now I'm gonna go put this in a poll, go back. It's not what happens. Polls are essentially just trying to get an idea of what the population support is. And that's why I also have margin of errors. So I have done a lot of research on this, and 538, they had a very interesting, analysis on it, and saying, the bigger the polling sample, the smaller the margin of error. That is because the more, it's more accurate reflection of the entire population as a whole. So right now, based on the polls, or we can, what it reflects is that about 52% of the population supports Biden, so Biden currently has the lead. Polls are not 100% accurate. And, if they were accurate, why would we have elections? Because, the voter turnout would be probably 2% or really low, ridiculously low, because, everyone everyone knows what's going to happen, before it even happens. So yeah, that's the end of my kind of just spiel about polls. Yeah, so yeah, again, I think we can trust them. 2016, the polls were in the margin of error, and now they're decidedly not. And there's just a lot of things to look at, so yeah. Okay, now I'm going to look and to talk a little more about where Biden is at in the polls, and talk a little bit about the Senate polls as well. As you can see, every once in a while you see there's a tie, so the tie possibility in this forecast is actually pretty interesting. It actually says that Biden will win Arizona, but not Pennsylvania, which I don't think is going to happen, but yeah. So yeah, that's just generally interesting. I just want to mention that. But also, another interesting thing is that Biden's best scenario gives him 460 electoral votes, where he wins all the swing states, and as well as Utah, Montana, Kansas, Missouri, Indiana, and South Carolina, as well as Alaska. That's pretty unlikely, but it shows you how far he's ahead. Donald Trump's best chance doesn't even win Colorado or Virginia. And he doesn't even get over 350 electoral votes. Yeah, so that therefore, I think that honestly shows me that just how kind of poorly Trump is doing. Biden has now added Georgia to his binding path to victory. Ohio is projected to be, it looks like that is going to be a matter under even 0.1%. Iowa looks like it's going to be 1.1%. Yeah. Tipping point state, yeah, I agree. Pennsylvania is definitely a tipping point state overall. Yeah, we look at all these. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, not a lot of these are surprising. You see, like, a lot of these are very unlikely to be tipping point, less than 1%. Virginia's maybe 1.3%. But yeah, overall, yeah, I'll just kind of get to the point of that. I agree. I think Pennsylvania will be a tipping point state. I'll head over to the election there, and I don't know where it is. There we go, Pennsylvania. It actually, yeah, so Trump is currently doing better there than the national average, which is a little surprising, but not that surprising, because I think Trump is gonna. Honestly, I have to say, I think Trump and Wisconsin are probably the most likely both states to flip to Trump. I know there are some people out there who believe it's Wisconsin, but I think Pennsylvania, because it's currently the closest in polling. But Trump's actually doing better there than the national average, where he's down by definitely a lot. So yes, yesterday Biden was at 90, as you can try to get it there. Yeah, he's at 90. You can't really see it, but yes, he was at 90. And do I think that that's accurate? A little. I think that it's a representation, a reflection. As I said before, Biden is most likely going to win, I think. And I think that it's not a 90% chance of victory. Trump could definitely still win. But it's not exactly, yeah. I think Trump has a much higher chance of victory than they give him, like 10%. He definitely has way more than 10%. But this is not but that's just kind of my idea, and that's based off the data. So I would rather I'd probably, trust 538. As you can see, Biden is gaining electoral votes. He did lose one. I don't quite know how that's kind of working out, but, like, it does appear that, I don't understand how he lost one electoral vote if both the districts that would go for him are currently in his column. But as you can see, he is now at 346, and Trump is at 192. In the popular vote, Biden is ahead by about 7%. That's pretty good overall, and I think that kind of reflects the fact that Biden will probably get over 50% of the popular vote, and turnout, I think, will definitely be higher, as a matter of fact. So, yeah. Okay, I've talked a lot about that, but now I'm going to go to the Senate. The Senate, as I said before, Democrats are doing decently well there. As a matter of fact, Georgia's special election, Ralph Warnock now has a 63% chance of victory, and is now lean Democratic. And Georgia is regular elections a toss-up, and it's almost as close as not almost as close, but it's up there with, like, Iowa and Maine. Maine, I don't think is a toss-up. I think that I don't think there's a pathway to victory for Suzanne Collins. But yeah, I can accept that. Montana, that's also it's also fair. It's now 50-50 in Iowa, which I think is pretty interesting. So the thing about Iowa, these. Yeah, it's 50-50. I guess I gotta say, I agree with that. I think it's gonna be super close. I think Theresa Greenfield's gonna win. But there are a ton more polls coming out. As you can see, A+ polls that are showing Joni Ernst ahead. And, she might win. I'm gonna see if I can find her approval rating, actually, Joni Ernst approval rating. I might be able to find, yeah. Yeah, these are pretty old. So it looks like a while ago was when her last approval rating poll came out, really, a lot of the articles. But it did show that she was not very approved of, which that makes sense because, she seems to be kind of a partisan senator. I don't think that, and Iowa's a swing state. Iowa, it seems like a state that will be very, it's very independent. It's not, it's not going to, doesn't seem to like people who are very partisan. But I don't know if that's it. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back because that was not an accurate statement. Chuck Grassley, is a senator from there, but yeah. One of the main factors for Greenfield, as I've said in multiple of my videos, is that the Democrats are favored to win the House race there. About 3 out of 4. So I think it's entirely possible for Theresa Greenfield to win in the end. But I think it's gonna be really close. I mean, if Republicans take Iowa, and the pathway to victory for Democrats narrows significantly. So, like, let's say they take Georgia, let's say they take, what's the swing states, and I'm just kind of forget mostly about margins. Or, yeah, I'll just do margins. But, like, Georgia, it's close, and then, they lose all the other states as expected. They lose South Carolina, all these states. Republicans just need to win, probably North Carolina or Maine, which is possible but unlikely. Yeah, I'll just put these, theoretically, the Democrats' pathway to victory is significantly narrowed. They have to win the Georgia special election. So Democrats' chances have improved, but the special election is still, again, not set in stone. I mean, nothing's set in stone. So yeah, I would say that, honestly, if there was like a tipping point state, if you know what I mean, for like the Senate, it would probably be Iowa. Or actually, no, that's not really tipping state is. I think the state that will really show how the election is going will probably be Iowa. If it goes for the Republicans, Democrats, not a very good night for the Democrats or Joe Biden. But if it's going for that was for Republicans, and then if it's going for Democrats, it's a good night for the Democrats overall. Yeah. I don't know about Montana. I've said it went to Democrats in my last video, but I don't know what that's really accurate, just based on polling. Okay, that is pretty much my video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, or I don't know, I say that a lot. Okay, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, like the video, and subscribe. It really helps me out, I gotta say. It's, yeah. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. Make sure you watch my other videos that I put out today. I'm doing a triple upload day. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.